There we go. There we go. Is this a good one? Yeah. Hi guys, Doom. Capo was finally right. Look at this over here, guys. Look at this. Minus 17%, 15, 23%, minus 18, minus 16, minus 17. Like everything is red. Literally everything is double digits. Almost like literally everything. MCRT is down only 4%. Only expected only 8%. But most of the coins like double digits down. You know, Bitcoin is down 3.9 only. The dominance is up 2.2%. How you doing, guys? Capo was finally right, as you can see in the thumbnail. You know, that one time Capo is right, you know, and everybody believes right now that, you know, Capo is the greatest, you know, technical analysis in the world, you know. I gotta tell you guys, I slept through the whole thing. I haven't been watching the charts all day long. I think I made a video today, and you know, everything was looking okay. Like, see up here, you know, the sport is still holding on Bitcoin. I was just watching Bitcoin. I haven't been watching, you know, the charts all day long because I was watching kids today, and I had some stuff to do. So, you know, around 6 o'clock, I go to, you know, to put the kids to bed, and I fell asleep with the kids, and then I wake up, and somebody in the chat, in the Telegram chat, who was that? Vilus is like panic live video, and somebody asked me to, you know, do a panic live on or emergency live or any kind of live that has any kind of emergency or panic or, you know, urgent message in the title. You know, I know something is happening, so I open the charts and I look at it, and it's like carnage, literal carnage all over the place. Everything is down by a whole bunch, you know, 20% down. Capo seems to be right. You know, so where does that leave us? So as you can see up here, we got a poll right now. Did you capitulate? Paper hands 14%. So 14% did capitulate actually. Titanium heads 86. So most people still hodling through the dumpage over here right now. So we gotta check what's going on. Is it the time to panic or not? Now Bitcoin is holding support, so you know there is that. But altcoins are not holding support, guys. I gotta tell you, like every single altcoin, like there has been a lot of, and you're gonna see that right now, beside this over here right now that I just drew. Every single altcoin was going something like this up here, and right now over here they're just dumping like crazy towards the downside right now. The big question is what's gonna happen next. Are we supposed to panic or not? I wasn't actually quite sure whether to write the title, you know, that one time a couple was right, or should I, you know, just say don't panic. You know, chill the F down. So that is that. How's everybody doing, chat? Paolo, finally. Baba boom, your old intro. Yeah, that's, you know, 2021 intro. That's not coming back, man. Buy the dip. El Chapo. Disaster. Wake up disaster. So we're gonna look at a little bit what's happening with charts. You can see up here Bitcoin dominance and went up here above the resistance level. It was already actually looking really strong up here last week when it broke the highs up here towards upside, and right now it went up to the dollar up here on the line. I haven't changed the line for a while right now, so you know it did go up all the way up to the resistance level up here. You can see up here right now. So you know right now it's time to, you know, for this thing to, you know, come back down, please. You know. If you've been watching Benjamin Cohen, he's been talking that, you know, Bitcoin dominance is going to go to 60%. I'm a little bit unsure about that, you know. I thought, you know, this move up here towards upside is, you know, likely to go up to, you know, something like 56% or something like that to the line, but I don't think we're going to break this line towards upside. So the way I see it right now, we are at resistance level and we need to do this move towards downside. Now, the capitulation that's actually happening on altcoins right now, it's actually very, very good. Because, you know, we need, you know, all of these altcoins to, you know, people to capitulate, get out of the market before the next rally towards upside. Now, it is 1 week before the halving just right now. Next week is the halving, so this is, you know, pre-halving dump that's happening right now. And altcoins are getting wrecked, like big time, like wrecked over here. This is a Zilliq up here. You can see up here a lot of these coins are also on the bottom. This is ways down on the bottom over here, pulling back down to support levels, but everything is pulling back down support levels. Now it is important to notice that you know these moves right now that are happening can continue, you know, bleeding, you know, continue bleeding up here before the actually next move towards upside, but we aren't over here where we are actually dying. I mean, the capitulation is real, right? The capitulation is definitely real over here right now. A lot of people are, you know, in mega fear right now over here, right now. But this trend is been, you know, very violent. This was a 30% dump towards downside up here. Most altcoins did like 30-40% toward downside. So what's happening over here right now? It is capitulation event on altcoins right now, and the way I see it right now, you know, that is like the best thing that you can actually get on altcoins right now, because oftentimes you need this capitulation before the big moves, right? I feel the same way in 21, 22. I don't know, man. I don't do that. It was a little bit different because the Bitcoin wasn't at the top in 21, 22 when we were at the top. It was already crashing towards downside where, you know, we had, you know, these meme coins pumping and stuff like that. V-dip. So Bitcoin dominates up here, you know, going towards upside. Ethereum, Bitcoin is again dropping towards downside. I still don't, you know, I still waiting for this move towards upside, which is never happening. I mean, Ethereum has been bleeding versus Bitcoin since August, you know, Bitcoin capitulation down here for a very long time. But we are still waiting for this move towards upside. We are still waiting for the dominance actually to drop down over here. And right now we are having this capitulation, and I actually don't see this actually going lower. Can it go over here lower towards downside? I mean, technically it can go lower over, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin chart towards downside, but Bitcoin didn't break anything. If you look at the Bitcoin chart over here, it came to the resistance level of 71.6, and in today's video, you know, everything was looking nice, and you know, this is just you know, small dump over here on Bitcoin. It broke down here towards downside, but it's still holding the support levels. It still has, you know, low. Sorry, it just has low, higher low over here on the chart. So it still hasn't broken towards downside. Now, if it, sorry about that. Now, if it does break towards downside up here eventually, you know, during the next couple of days or something like that, we might see actually altcoin getting wrecked big time, because our altcoin, you know, dropping down 20%. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Like, I'm gonna have another 20% down tomorrow, and then 20% down after that. Like, altcoins are already down 50-60%. So, you know, there is that. Secular 2070 secular low stall because of ICO. 22 I sold all with the lows. 25 my final chance. So you also see the moving averages up here on the chart. Right now we are holding the support levels, right? So we came down to the 50 moving average up here. Everything is getting squeezed. Now let's look a little bit on the indicators down here. You'll see right now that we are just sitting down here at 50 levels over here towards downside. We still haven't broken this trend towards upside up here. We're just going zigzagging up here sideways. Will this go all the way down to 30% or something like that? Will we have a bigger dump towards downside over here on the daily time frame? Because Bitcoin hasn't actually, you know, capitulated. And today actually I saw something very interesting. If you look at a Corona dump down here, let's find another chart where we can see the Corona dump over here. Let's remove this one. We talked about this one earlier today. I just clean up everything up here. If you remember Corona dump over here, after Corona dump, we kind of had the same kind of pattern that's been happening over here. And let me show you that over here. Where is it? Let me, this one, let me just go over here. So this is this is Corona dump over here, and it goes towards upside. And then this part over here, it looks like exactly like this part over here right now, and even this dumpage towards downside, right? So how you draw this over here? Maybe something like this over here, give or take over here, and there's a give or take over here, right? Something like this. Now you don't see the red candle up here because this is BLX. What is this BLX? Let me change this up here to another one. There we go. And what you're gonna see over here, we had kind of, you know, it's kind of same kind of pattern over here. Same pattern over here, and then this broke towards downside over here. This broke towards downside, and it went into the box over here, into the box. So if this is a capitulation before the big move, you know, this is right now what's going to happen, right? We might see, you know, breakage out of this triangle up here towards the downside, and once we get to the downside, we also get into Bitcoin capitulation. That these kind of moves can actually get you back down to these 60 levels down here at the bottom, consolidate up here, and then right back up there again. Because we still don't believe that we are, you know, done with the bull market or anything like that. It is very, very risky, and it is, you know, Bitcoin went way too high. You know, more higher than we actually anticipated. We anticipate like 46k, give or take, you know, pre-halvening. Then, you know, 1 year of, you know, sideways movement where everything, you know, bleeds. But, you know, it went up to, you know, 73%, 73k. And right now we are having halvening in 1 week, and everything is pulling back. Maybe one more deviation like you showed in the yellow box, and you will a huge pump, lines with ETF in Hong Kong. Yeah, so we are getting, there has also been news about X.com, about Bitcoin ETF, Hong Kong ETF, something like that, I don't know. Where is it? There we go. Let me just copy this over here so I'm going to show you. So we have this big news right now that's going on all over the place. I mean, if you don't know this already, you know now. Hong Kong set to approve spot Bitcoin Ethereum ETF by Monday, Bloomberg reports. So remember what happened last time with the ETFs, right? Now, when it comes to ETFs in US, you know, all of the big money already bought. You know, so how this will affect the market, I'm a little bit unsure about that. But if it's gonna pump, like, but this is both Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. It's not just Bitcoin ETFs. So we just might see, you know, very, very nice rally in Ethereum, and it might be also be time to have Ethereum. You know, Ethereum. This is Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. You know, this Ethereum chart, you know, go eventually towards the upside. So that might be that, but this move right now, this triangle actually that's happening, there is a very good chance right now for getting out of the box over here, consolidating, and right back up there again. Also right now we are on the support level, so you know, long the support, short the resistance, stuff like that, right? The resistance level being shorted. And right now, even with this, you know, major dump towards downside, Bitcoin is only down like 4% right now, and it's still sitting on the support level. So the support level is definitely holding so far. Let me go over here to the chart. And you see up here, we're still on the 50 moving average. Now let's go to the small time frames up here. We had a big move towards downside. Now this is, you know, this 5-minute time frame, it is curving up here a little bit sideways over here. But we gotta see how this actually plays out. It is kind of really hard to see right now after this big dump, how we're gonna dump another 20% towards downside. So the way I see it right now, when it comes to altcoins is consolidation down here, you know, because you're overextended from the moving averages right now. So you need to consolidate before you go more down, or you recover big time towards upside up here, you know, do a, you know, dead cat bounce, then right back down again. But if you look at altcoins are already down by a bunch, right? This on daily time frame right now, RSI sitting at 40 levels over here. This on near. Rune is down 35%, sorry, 35 RSI down to these previous bottoms over here. Solana is down to 36 over here. There is still room to go down lower when it comes to daily RSI. So are we gonna do that? You can see up here how nicely Solana been holding this this support level over here. Had very nice tops up here at $28, and right now it's pulling back down to, you know, something like 100, something like that, $140 over here towards downside, but it's still holding some levels, and these levels are very legit, and they held very nicely so far. So right now everything is bouncing a little bit, right? So the way I see it right now, market is trying to figure out what's gonna happen next, guys. What's gonna happen next? Is this, you know, game over for everything or not? And you can see up here, you know, this, you know, if you look at Solana over here right now, this doesn't look like top to me, man. I don't know about you, but you know, this very, you know, horizontal level of resistance does not look like a top to me. It looks like to me there was a whole bunch of bullishness, and there was a lot of shorting over here towards downside. And they managed to pull back, but it does not look like a top to me, because top often, you know, comes, you know, it does some kind of wicks. It doesn't do like, you know, the top doesn't come like, you know, goes up and then sideways and then goes down. Like this is not a top. This is just a resistance level being shorted, and they shorted it heavily right now towards downside, and right now, you know, it dropped down. Now, if you were my wife and you saw the charts right now, you'll probably go like, hey man, there's 20% dip on altcoins, you know, maybe we should buy. So let's go to CoinMarketCap and look at, you know, what everybody else is looking at. And you'll see over here, 24-hour change is, Bitcoin is 4.8% down, Ethereum 8.3%. But you'll see right now that 24-hour change is almost at 20%. I think these numbers are gonna go higher up as we continue going, you know, sideways or a little bit more towards downside. And most normies or most retail, they don't look at trading view and closes and opens on the daily candles. They look at 24-hour change. And when these things, you know, when these numbers, you know, go above, you know, 20% plus or something like that, I mean, they're already, a lot of them are already 17, 18% up here. When they are at 20%, because 24-hour timeline changes, you know, they're gonna start slowly to capitulate and getting in fear. So right now there is a whole bunch of fear in the market, and people are really uncertain about what's gonna happen next. That's why I posted, did you capitulate or not? Like over here you see paper and 60% capitulated already. And Bitcoin is still, you know, crashing towards the downside up here a little bit, right? But it's not crashing towards the downside. I mean, it was going down up here. And if you just look at this last part, let me go to another clean chart over here. If you just look at this last part, we're gonna invert the chart a little bit over here. Let's invert the chart. This looks like a how do you call it? Bump and run pattern. You know what a bump and run pattern is, guys, right? So bump and run patterns works like this. You go sideways or slowly towards upside or towards downside. Then you have this bump move, then you get back down to support level, then you break that and go back into the other direction. That is a bump and run pattern, but it needs to break this towards downside, right? So this bump and run, you know, this over here was already bleeding for a long time. Then you have bump, pull back, and then, you know, towards downside. This is also on small time frame, so this should happen during the night. So if you're gonna, you know, recover over here from this bump and run pattern towards upside up here, it should happen during the night. Now, how much can you recover up here on Bitcoin? That kind of depends a little bit. If you look at the moving averages, where are they up here, and go to the daily time frame up here. No, not daily time frame, is not actually up here. 4-hour time frame, like 68, 69 up here towards the upside, you know, it can pull back. The thing up here on the 4-hour time, we just had a 4-hourly close 1 hour ago. Maybe we are gonna get another week towards the downside before we actually go towards the upside up here. We don't actually have it. This has just been recovering in a V-shaped pattern up here towards the upside. So I'm a little bit unsure whether this is done or not, but you know, we still have time. Bitcoin has still broken towards downside, so there is that. What do you think about orderly? What will orderly reach? Yeah, I haven't looked at orderly, but you know, I would assume that orderly is also on Binance and stuff like that, and you know, it's dropped down big time over here. How much is orderly down? 20% down, but you know, orderly does 20% moves down every day. Orderly, I don't know what orderly. ADA is slowly heading to its death. Everything is heading to its death. Like if you look at it like that, like everything is like, have you seen XRP? I just looked at XRP. XRP is technically also heading to its death, but nothing is heading to the death, right? So this XRP went down over here right now, back down at support level on the dollar. It's still holding the, you know, it's still holding the support. So over here, this long-term support has been going since, you know, June, July 2022. I mean, we just came right back down there again, right? But you know, but maybe this time it's gonna break towards downside. Is Cross Network dead? What's your opinion? No clue what Cross Network. Learning a lot this cycle. I feel I'm almost prepared for the next. Dude, don't talk about the next just yet, man. We are not even done with this one. You know, let's be done with one, then go to the next one. Oh, the father. Don't hate, guys. Don't hate. Everything's good. But if you look at a Bitcoin chart, because everything depends on Bitcoin, right? Everything depends on Bitcoin. These 20% dumps on altcoins, they are bad. You know, they get out a lot of people out of the market. But you know, they're not done until Bitcoin is done, right? And we haven't seen just right now, you know, Bitcoin being done just yet, right? Over here there was this line. It might actually be breaking up here, sideways up here, but we still expect this, you know, this pullback over here, and you know, eventually higher levels than that after that. But right now it's breaking towards downside up here a little bit of this bigger line. Let me show you over here. I'm a little bit where the line is going to be. Right now it's breaking down a little bit, but it might be just what I just showed you on after Corona dump, the triangle, where you get into the box over here and then, you know, do the next move towards the upside. That's what the psych was for. I feel the bullishness. Okay, I don't get what psych is, but I think I heard about it, but you know, I don't know how to use it. But it has a bit of a delay only. Maybe. 1 week until the halving, guys. Bitcoin ETFs and Ethereum ETFs are coming to Hong Kong. China is gonna pump us. This dump is course of the pump of the DXY. The DXY actually went up here a lot, 0.72%. The stock market is dropping down. This is a weekly time frame, on the daily time frame, but it's been dropping down like 2%. You know, this over here is right now, you know, 1.7% drop. Over here that was 1% drop. Over here that is 1.3% drop. So it's not actually that bad, but it is pulling back over here. There was a big pump. Right now it's you know, unless like it's pulling back towards downside over here. You'll see over here on the weekly time frame as well, it's trying to break a little bit towards downside. So whether this is done or not, it kind of depends. We're gonna check that out. After a while, of course. But the DXY is definitely breaking the resistance level up here towards the upside. It's still, you know, pumping right now big time. It's up on the week something like 1.65%, which is quite huge for DXY. Which is quite huge. By the way, how is this working against other currencies? Norwegian krona, US dollar versus the krona. Dollar is actually going up here. Let's go to the monthly time frame up here. Still dropping down. Chinese yuan, like euro NOK, euro USD going down. JPY USD going down, just bleeding, you know, to that. This went from 113 all the way to 1065, lost 50%. Versus dollar in how long? Since 2010. Wow, that's a lot, man. If you had $1 billion in JPY, you know, that's only worth $500 million right now. If you flip the chart upside down, it's a massive yeah, it's a massive pump if you flip the chart upside down. It's a definitely massive pump if you flip a chart upside down. But yeah, we are definitely on the support level right now, so we gotta wait a little bit, you know, chill a little bit down. And you know, when these kind of dumps, what I've learned over time is when these kind of dumps happen, it's too late to sell. You know, I did sell a lot of, you know, 20% dumps over my, you know, course of education, and it never worked out well for me. You know, people believe, you know, I'm gonna sell the 20% dump because it's gonna dump another 20%, and then I'm gonna buy cheaper, and when I buy cheaper I will get that loss back. And usually, well, you know, usually when people capitulate, it doesn't go any more down. So the big question is this the capitulation in altcoins, right? That's the big question. And there are definitely signs right now. I mean, this dump is legitimately big dump. I mean, that's a 27% dump. If this is not capitulation, I don't know what's capitulation. This is on AV. But you know, everything had up this, you know, huge dumps towards downside. This is just from where it started. This is on the 4-hourly time frame. So 23% dump down here. TLM, I don't know what this is. TLM went down 27%. Pepe is down 20% right now, but it, you know, from these stops over here, give or take, it went down something like 33, you know, all from all the way down, 35% down. So definitely, I mean, if 35% down dump, you know, these big dumps is not a capitulation dump. I don't know what a capitulation dump looks like. If you have 6,000 investors want to make most of, which coin would you recommend? And is now a good time to buy or should I wait? Good questions, man. Good questions. People say buy the dip, your brain knows it, but your body just can't take it many years. I think that's because people put in a lot of money, you know. It's really easy to buy the dip, when you are just, you know, playing with some play money, or you know you have some money on the side, and you know if it goes down zero, you don't care. It's really easy to buy dip. The problem with buying the dip is we put too much money on the line, and when there is too much money on the line, you know, your body starts to kind of, you know, gives you all kind of wrong, you know, emotions. Huge Pepe bull flag on the 4 hourly. I don't know about that. 4 hourly bull flag. This is a Pepe 4 hourly. I wouldn't say, I mean it is going towards downside, but I wouldn't say it's a bull flag. What is the channel for this thing over here? I wouldn't say it's a bull flag. I mean the bull flag, like this pole up here, over here, and the bull flag should be something like this. You know, this over here is not a bull flag. It's just too big. You know, bull flag, you could say that this over here was a bull flag and it continued towards upside, right? Or whatever, but you know, this move and then this being a bull flag now. Just because, you know, there is a rally and then this move doesn't mean it's a bull flag. We can actually zoom this over here. I mean, on the daily time frame, it does look nicer though. Yeah, it looks nicer. Like, this might actually be a bull flag though. Because, you know, the pole and the move down over here, and then eventually. Toncoin is the winner of the week. Toncoin. Is there actually any coins that are actually right now up? I mean, even Toncoin, you know, dumped down 30%. It's pulling back pretty fast, so it does look very, very bullish though. It's pulling up very, very fast right now. How much is down from the dump? It went down 28% like everything else. Like, it wasn't immune to the dump. But do I have any coin that's actually in red? In green? Yeah, I do have one coin that's in green, and that's Rio. Rio right now is in green, guys. Rio is officially back in green right now. That's the one coin I have. You know, I got 100 coins on my list over here. Besides the DXY, UK oil 0.01%. The only other coin, there are actually two coins. Leo is also up 0.23. Bitfinex Leo token is up 0.23%. And then Rio. Okay, it was in green. Right now it's red again. But it's a big recovery. It's a big recovery on Rio. I mean, this is a 25% recovery up here towards upside. So which coin has the most potential for rise? You are asking very good questions, man. Memecoin bread doing super well, and I have never said that did not retrace 89%. I've never seen that did not retrace 89%. I don't know. I haven't been into meme coins, but I did hear about bread, but you know, I just don't know what's happening with bread right now. Bitcoin still dumping down 4.42%. I think it's gonna be really important to close this daily candle. So I think we might see, you know, minus 20%. Red candles on altcoins, as long as Bitcoin is actually doing this over here right now. So Bitcoin right now is just holding up here. So I think this is going to be a very interesting daily close. So I think we need to wait until tomorrow to see how this actually closes. You also see the 50 moving average over here right now, sitting right there, trying to hold that for the dear life. If you go to the daily time frame, there is line over here, the 50 moving average. So you go to the 4 hourly, you'll see up here, it's holding that 40, you know, 50 moving average on the daily time frame right now. And I think we need to wait a little bit to see how this is gonna play out. So I think tomorrow is gonna be a lot more interesting than today, because tomorrow, you know, we're gonna figure out whether this is gonna continue dumping or not. But the way I see it right now, I mean, after a capitulation of 30% on altcoins, literally everything, like how much more can you go down, you know, very, very fast? If it continues dumping 30% every day for the next 3 days, it's gonna go to zero. Everything's going to zero. So I did not see anything about, you know, world events right now that are of importance. I mean, people are talking about, you know, yeah, Iran is gonna attack Israel and stuff like that, but you know, besides that, there is nothing that actually happened that validates right now this big dump. Besides, we just capitulating, you know, getting people out of the market. Basically that. Not so much. Zebu is up. Not that I know it, but it's up. Back to 20k. Nathaniel, yeah, maybe back to 20k. I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting to see how this plays out, but we just barely broke the all-time high up here. And, you know, maybe this time is different because, you know, a lot of stuff has happened on the charts that tell us that, you know, this time is different because, you know, stuff that never happened before, right now it's happening, right? So the question up here right now is this time different? Is this the top and we just go down forever and, you know, we don't wait for 2025 bull market top up here? You know, 2025 or 2024 bull market top up here. We just stop up here and just go down and everything dies again. Maybe it's early stages, you know, bear market right now where everything just, you know, crashed towards downside. And this might actually be quite bad because you saw that what ETFs, you know, Bitcoin ETFs pumped price from 40k all the way up here, right? The problem right now is that the BlackRock and all of these big hedge funds do own a lot of Bitcoin, and what they can do, they can just start short selling Bitcoin, and they can short sell it, you know, way down, you know, because they just put, you know, shorts on Bitcoin, and they got a whole bunch of Bitcoin they can sell on the market in profit. They can right now start selling, and they got so much, you know, so much Bitcoin. They can start selling from 40k all the way, you know, they bought at 40k. They can sell all the way down to 40k, still be in profit on that buy, and still make a whole bunch of money, you know, on their short position because they have been pushing it down. I mean, it could be that. So, you know, never say never. You remember what when CMA futures came in 2017, you know, market jumped down. Why? Because, you know, there was a, you know, easy way, as Bill Gates would say, to short Bitcoin. So there is that. Anyways, guys, everything is down like 20%. My wife would say, you know, buy the dip, you know, because every time she looks at charts and everything, something's down 20%, she wants to buy that. That said, I think we need to wait until tomorrow to see how this actually plays out. You know, it is definitely a carnage. Everybody's in panic mode. I'm not in panic mode, so I got other stuff to do. That said, if I had any money left, you know. How Bitcoin Wiki looks similar to the first pump in 2021. Curling around at the top. Yeah, but it's curling around on the small time frames, right? I mean, it's still curling. It's, you know, this on the daily time frame. This is sorry, this is a weekly time frame, but it is still doing the higher high up here, and it's still doing a higher high up here. This just went for a longer time up here before it actually dumped towards downside. But during this part over here, we had a huge rally in altcoins. Over here, we didn't actually have that much of a you know, rally of altcoins right now. Not only that, we actually went down, I think. Let me go to the Bitcoin chart over here, and let's remove everything from the chart, and let's add total 3 up here, new price scale. Was the total 3 or the dominance? What was it? Yeah, it went up all the way until the end, right? I mean, technically over here it went up all the way up to the end and it pulled back. We want wife changing money, much love. I don't know. Right now there is too much emotion, too much fear, too much indecision. People are a little bit unsure what to think about it, but Bitcoin is still 66k, guys. Bitcoin is still 66k and everything just dumped like 30%. I'm just saying that. Anyways, guys, there is that 25% capitulated, you know, but you know, eventually capo and savvy are right. So there is that. Guys, enjoy the evening. I'm gonna do other stuff. I'm still gonna follow the charts. I totally missed all entire dump today because I was literally asleep. And you know, I'm gonna continue looking at what's actually happening. If you look over here, like a lot of these good coins, like Solana was technically a good coin, right? All of these good coins, technically good coins, are just falling back down to support levels, right? I mean, CFX, you know, for last. Why is CFX down? No, it wasn't CFX. CKB. They're just pulling back down a little bit, right? They're pulling back down to support levels. Which other coin was actually good recently up here? These AI coins, are also pulling back big time. So they're definitely going inside the capitulation move over here, right? Good night, bro. Thanks, man. Peace out, everybody. Okay, guys, enjoy the night. Relax. You know, there is day tomorrow. Don't, you know, if you're gonna sell, don't emotionally sell. Like, you can sell. There is no problem with selling. Just make sure that that selling is not emotional selling. If you want to buy the same way with buying, if you want to buy, just make sure, you know, you can buy, but make sure it's not emotional buy. You know, that's the important stuff. Don't emotionally sell, don't emotionally buy. That's the only that's the thing we're gonna end this stream on. Guys, enjoy. Don't be emotional. Bye bye.